Gemini, what's going on with you? It's your girl D with 8th house energy here to bring you a reading for the solar eclipse that we're going to have on June 5th. The solar eclipse is going to be also at the same time as the Sagittarius full moon. So with the eclipse, it's a lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipses are eclipses that come into our lives to literally eclipse something, okay? Lunars usually have to do with relationships, but not necessarily, but they can. The lunar eclipse is going to occur for you in the house, in your 7th house, okay? Because that's where Sagittarius is for you. The 7th house is the house of relationships. It's the house of partnerships of all kinds, including marriage partnerships, but also business partnerships. Any relationships, where you're relating to people. Also has to deal with legal affairs as well. So, we'll be seeing, relationships that can't stand the test of time, that are not strong or that are not built on a solid foundation. Those relationships will be coming to an end. You'll also see, if there's any projects that you've been working on, specifically like design projects, those may be coming to an end as well. Any type of agreements that you may have, things that may expire around this time, or you may be changing them. You may be, loosening up the restrictions or the boundaries, or re-editing contracts and documents at this time. Any projects that you're working on, you may be tying up the ends of those projects or putting in place something new. Okay, but it's basically about endings and tying things up and bringing them to a close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some cards. We're going to look at some things. They're going to be an extended to this video, and it's going to be in the link below. So feel free to take a look at that. It's only $5 a month for the extendeds. So please check them out. Like I said, for if you are new to the channel, welcome. What I've been doing is for all of the planetary alignments that we've got going on this year, it's going to be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of topsy-turvy events, because the planets are going through a lot. And like I say to people all the time, as above, so below. So with these planetary alignments changing up on us in the way that they are, I think it's really important that we understand the energies and how they're going to affect us, so that we can best maneuver as best we can, or at least be prepared for what we may encounter with these energies. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and lay out some cards in reference to what you guys could be looking at in reference to some endings or some closures or boundaries related to the solar eclipse in your 7th house, which is Sagittarius for you. All right, so if you need a reading from me, my information's in the box below. All right, I love you guys. And okay, so look, speaking of love, all right, Ace of Cups energy here just popped out. All right, so for a lot of you, this is going to definitely be about love relationships. So let's see what we got going on for Gemini. Just trying to get the cards warmed up for you. All right, Gemini. Just trying to also decide, okay, I know what I want to do in the end, but let's see. Let's just throw out something general first and see what comes out. All right, so overall energy for this spread here is the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So like I was saying here with the 7th house, this is the house of contracts or business partnerships. So for a lot of you, you could be ending partnerships, business partnerships. Okay, any type of contracts that you may have, they may be expiring at this time, or you may be looking to renew them, or, you may be looking to see if it is serving you. If it's no longer serving you, you're going to be ending it. This could be in reference to like any type of assistance you may be getting from counselors, to your personal assistant you may need, to, anybody that brings assistance to you. Could be, you might need babysitters at the house because you may work from home, and you may have a nanny or a sitter or someone who comes in and works with your children while you're at work. You may find that is no longer a need for you now based on what's going on here. It could be anything. It could be because of COVID. It could be just anything in general. But this could also mean legal contracts coming to an end, because we deal with legalities in the 7th house as well. Any type of designs, anything that has to do with design, because Venus rules this house. Venus has to do with design. So any interior decorating that's going on, any type of architectural design that's going on, things, these types of contracts may be coming to, the part of the contract where you go from one stage to the next. This stage may be coming to an end now. Okay. As far as relationships, maybe some of you have gone to counseling, okay? And with this card here, this could represent marriage counseling, personal counseling. If you're, going to anything, any type of counseling for anything other than couple or partnership, it could be your personal counseling as well. But this could be, you could be wrapping up the sessions now, or maybe they're ending because you can no longer afford them, things like that, okay? So, let's see here. So some of you may not want to end these contracts. So for example, you may have someone who is, like I said, it's interesting that I said that, and then I look at these cards here. Some of you may have a nanny that you work with, that works with you and your children while you work. And this is someone who's very loving, very caring, very nurturing to your kids, someone that you're really happy with, and you may not want to let this nanny go. But because, maybe your finances have come to a stop, maybe you're no longer working, okay, maybe the partnership or the businessship that you were in that was bringing in income is coming to a close, maybe you're no longer able to afford, the services that you need for your children. This could also be for a living elderly relative, maybe some of you may had contracts in place for elderly relatives to take care of them. Maybe you need a nurse's aide for them, okay? And maybe that stage, maybe you needed a nurse's aide for them, and maybe that stage is no longer needed, or that contract may have expired by now, okay? So you're not able to do that anymore for whatever reason. But yeah, I'm getting definitely nursing homes, nannies, any type of assistant, a personal assistant, things like that. Let's see, what else am I getting here? Some of you are looking at these contracts that you're in as far as partnerships, and you're really not satisfied with the work. You maybe give them some time, and you're getting to the point where it's like, okay, this is no longer serving my needs, or I'm just not satisfied. With this Four of Cups in reverse here, this is somebody who's not satisfied. They've tried a couple of other, like in the upright, they could have tried a couple of assistants, and the one that was recommended to them by someone, or maybe a close friend or a family member, they kept them around, and they're just realizing that they're not satisfied with this person. And, they're debating on what they're going to do. They're not sure if they want to keep this person on or not, or this person could be deciding that they may not stay with you. Their situation may be up in the air based on what they're doing. And so they're letting you know, okay, I'm not sure, how much longer I'll be able to continue in this partnership, or you may be letting them know that. But there's some things that you're not sure of yet, okay, in reference to continuing this partnership on, is what I'm getting here for some of you. That's business-wise. There's a struggle here I'm getting in reference to some of you, in reference to love here. You may have taken someone back, or you may be dealing with someone and you're struggling with the fact that they may have cheated on you. They may be very unapologetic in reference to how they get down and how they do things, and it's a struggle for you to decide what you want to do. But things are coming to a head here, because you're really not satisfied with the situation here. It's like when you try to communicate with this person and let them know what's going on, it's like they do what they do, but it's like they don't care. They don't care, and then for some of you, you're dealing with someone who can't decide what they want. They keep going back and forth. So it could be represented in them cheating, seeing other people. You may be trying to communicate with them to let them know that you want something more serious. And now it's to the point where you're deciding that you may end the situation. You're not really sure what else you can do about it. Okay, you've been very loving and nurturing and supportive of them, but for whatever reason, this is just not working out. So this is why I'm getting this Three of Pentacles energy. All right. Let's see. We're going to do another spread here for you guys. All right. So Gemini. One more. Alright, so we're going to do a 5-card spread here. Alright, so overall energy for this spread is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Now, with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, this talks about an energy of, well, this is Sagittarius energy, all right, and the eclipse is in the house of Sagittarius. So it's interesting here where you're letting go of something, and we're talking about lunar eclipses, which is about letting go of certain energies. So we're letting go of energy here, okay? Something that you've worked really hard for, you put a lot of effort and time and energy into it, and it's like, you know what, it's not working the way you wanted it to work. So it's time to bring it to an end, and you're at that point where you're ready to let it go, okay? So we talked about that earlier in the first spread. Let's see what we got going on here. So we have Major Arcana, the Temperance energy showing up, and we also have Major Arcana, Temperance is Sagittarius energy, okay, definitely. And then we have the Major Arcana of the Star card here, and it's coming upright as well. That's Aquarius energy. But some of you are just, I'm getting strongly, you're just no longer interested in a situation. You're no longer interested. It could be because you're dealing with someone, if this is a relationship here, if this is business, it's like you're trying to bring balance to the situation. Finances are maybe a little short because of what's going on with COVID, as far as work and employment and things like that. And for some of you, you may find that you're spending your finances, you're spending way too much, you're working way too hard for too little money right now with everything that's going on. And so you're looking at, where can I cut corners, okay? And this could be in reference to, again, people that you've hired to assist you. I'm getting that strongly because the assistance does fall in the house of the 7th house as far as partnerships are concerned. So I'm getting that some of you may be ending the relationships that you have with your personal assistants, your nannies, your secretaries, your receptionists, your office managers, things like that, because the work is not there anymore, and so unfortunately you're not going to be able to continue to pay them, okay, is what I'm getting for some of you. You don't want to let these people go. They're really good people that you work with for a lot of you, but others of you, these people are not doing really well anyway, and so now, that it's time to cut corners and cut finances, you're going to let them go anyway. For others of you with this love situation here, this could be a situation here where in order for you to restore balance in a situation, you're going to have to let someone go. You no longer have the desire, okay, with the Ten of Wands in reverse. Wands are about passion, desire. You no longer have the desire, and you've dealt with everything that you possibly could, or you've reached your limit in reference to what you feel that you've put into this situation, because this is you putting in work into this situation in the upright here, okay? But in reverse, it's like, I put in a lot of work and effort here, and in order for me to restore balance here, I'm going to have to let the situation go, because this person is dealing with other people. We've had this conversation before. We've been through this numerous times before, and it's just to the point where it's like the desire, the passion, the excitement in a relationship is gone. It's completely gone altogether. A lot of you, you're healing from the situation now. You're ready to let it go so that you can move on and heal, because your person, you realize they're not going to change. Okay, and they're going to constantly be dealing with two people. Or throughout your relationship, they've been dealing with more than one person. They've never been with you, the whole time. Some of you could have been with this person for years. Okay, it could have been 6-10 years. Could have been longer. But there's always been issues with infidelity. There's always been issues with this person dealing with more than one person. And you just realize that after all of this time, that this situation is just not going to change whatsoever. And so in order for you to restore balance to this situation, because this was a lot of work for you, in order for you to restore balance, you're going to have to let the situation go. So you're no longer going to put your energy and effort into this relationship, okay? And if this is a business partnership, the same applies. It's like you may be able to find someone else who is able to do what you need without all of the hassle, without all of the frustration and the back and forth with this person. There could have been a lot of back and forth with contracts, agreements, amendments, things like that. And this person really wasn't worth the time and the effort that you put into them. So you decided, you know what, I'm just going to let it go because you no longer want to pay this person. Okay, it's like you've paid enough. You've spent a lot of money and time and effort and hard labor into this situation. And it's like, where has it gotten me? I've not gotten the service that I need from this person. I've been paying this person, yet I've been doing, having to go back over and do the work myself, or having to correct them and go back over and make things, and change things up because they've not been doing a thorough job. It's like, I don't even think this person is really even interested in this job. They could just be here for the money, here for the benefits and things like that, but they're not really doing what they're supposed to be doing. I've been giving them enough time and effort. I gave them enough time, but their work hasn't improved. No matter how I speak to them, whether I come to them in a balanced manner, I come to them in a respectful manner, and I say, let's do what's fair, what works for everybody. It's like they don't want to change up the paperwork. They don't want to change up the documents. They don't want to change up the contract so that it benefits everybody. They don't want to give me more money, yet they want me to do more work. So, there's a couple different scenarios going on here where there's, an ending of something. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the extended. We're going to take a look at this and see how this is going to play out. We're going to pull some cards here and find out, why, why the situation has gone on so long, whether it is in business, whether it is in a relationship. And we're going to find out, what the limit was, where the straw was that broke the camel's back, because there was a lot of time spent here. Why now? Besides the eclipse energy, why now? What has gone on to get you to the point where, you realize that this situation is not going to change, or they're not willing to change up the documentation, not willing to make amendments to the situation, or they're amending it and they're not really they're not telling you what you need to know. There's some hidden language in the contracts that are putting you in a point where you have to pay out in the event that, something doesn't occur or something does occur. It could be about production, the amount of production that you have to put into a situation, okay? That might be causing issues as well. But we'll go into the extended, we'll clarify this, we'll get you some more information, and what we'll do is we'll get you some advice so that you'll know how to maneuver through these energies here. All right, Gemini, that has been your reading, your general reading for your solar eclipse in the 7th house, which for you is where Sagittarius is. The extended is going to be in the box below this video, so feel free to join. And if not, hopefully this information was enough to give you, to resonate with you. If it did, please click the like button. Please share and subscribe. All right, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when I post for Gemini in the future. All right, Gemini, I love you. I'll see you in the extended or in the next video. Peace out.